Okay, here we go. First, I just wanted to let you guys know, I don't know how many of you were here last week, but my main purpose of these video chats is to help people who are coming behind me, who are learning the ropes of adoption, and to be a resource and a support for you guys. I have been involved with Ladybugs in Love with the Care Package service for, well, since 2006. And I have just learned so much in the adoptions that I've had. I have 8 children from China. And I just feel like I need to share with people. And so this is the venue I've chosen. And I'm always available by phone. I usually am even as forward enough as to leave my phone number on a post on a Facebook page, because I want people to call me if they need help. So that being said, this is the second video chat. It's the first one being recorded. So, and they will show up on my website after the meetings are over. I'll figure out how to load them up. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is just like the general feeling of the packing, what to think about when you're packing, and some helps to use as you're packing. My first rule of thumb is I always tell people, pack all your clothes, or get all your clothes ready, and then take 50% of them out. Because a lot of times we're just overpackers. That's especially women. We're just overpackers. We want to take everything that we think we might need and not really thinking about necessities. And the fact of the matter is, to me, the necessity is that you need as much hands-free time as possible. So the lighter your luggage and the less that you take with you, the more you're available for your child. Or you just bring more adults along. It's up to you, but it's a lot more expensive that way. So anyway, I wanted to talk about something I talked about that I've used is large Ziploc bags that you can get. They used to have like really giant ones made by Ziploc. You can also get packing cubes or anything like that that you think might work to compress the air out of things so that you can limit how many suitcases you take. What I usually do is I take a regular size suitcase and I go ahead and check it. And I usually take a carry-on, like computer, laptop kind of bag, like maybe baby bag size or tote bag size. And then I take my purse with me, or I carry a backpack, either one. So anyway, and I'm getting a thing across my TV screen right now that says my internet is unstable. So I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. Raise your hand if you can hear me, anybody who's got their video on. Can you hear me? Okay, good. I got Sarah. Thank you so much. Okay, let's move on. Thanks. All right. So the packing cubes and the Ziploc bags are awesome for the space that you need in your luggage. It also is helpful. Ziploc bags are also helpful for packing sets of clothes. Especially if you guys are getting young ones, you can pack each set of clothes for the little guys. Big guys, not so much, especially in the winter time. So I'm going to go over, I've just kind of made a big list and I put it into a couple of categories, and it's nothing that's spectacularly organized or anything like that. It's just, I printed out about 6 different packing lists today and went through every single one of them and condensed and put into my list what I thought was necessary or what I thought other people might find necessary. So the first thing I want to show you is this. Let's see if you can see it. You see that little luggage carrier there? Let me see the back. All right, there it is. That is something that I take because I actually load my laptop up into that, and I put my purse on top, and then I use a bungee cord around it. So I'm literally not carrying anything on my shoulders when I'm traveling through terminals and train stations or whatnot. So that is something that it's just called a luggage cart. If you look at it, look it up on Amazon, you can find them there, and you can even get them at Walmart. I know I got one at Walmart at one point. So luggage cart is great, especially when you're like getting into the airplane and you've got all these bags with you, or even walking through the airport is great. So just wanted to show you a picture of that. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to read off a list. This is titled Airplane and Travel Days. And what I said was your carry-on should have all your paperwork with you. So never put your paperwork, your adoption paperwork, in your checked bag and let it leave your person. Always have it with you. And I always recommend that you put everything on a thumb drive as well. Copy every single picture on a thumb drive, even your passport pictures, anything that you think is necessary. I'm not really sure whether or not I should recommend that you would do like your driver's license and passports and things, but you have to bring passport copies with you anyway, so why not put it on the thumb drive, I guess. But that's just a kind of a safety net, and leave a copy of all your paperwork with whoever is caring for your children or whoever is your emergency contact when you are leaving the country. That way, if you happen to get stuck without something, they've got it there and it's just a quick phone call. And I've had that happen to me. So good thing to have with you. Make sure that in your wallet or even in your suitcase or using your phone, have an ICE contact slip of paper somewhere. You know how we put ICE on our contacts on our phones in case of emergency. And that would be like if you were to be knocked unconscious somewhere and somebody had to find who you were or where you were from. Just some way to have your contact information and who you are on your person somewhere, so that if something would happen to you and you wouldn't be able to tell them who you were, they could figure it out. Okay. Money belt and a passport holder. If you guys can tell, I'm looking at notes here. Money bag, money belt, and a passport holder, one or both. The passport's going to be your precious item. It's great to have one of those that hangs around your neck, and you can even put your money in it with you, your ID cards, and have everything in one spot. One time, I couldn't find my money belt at home and I was leaving. Now, you're carrying a lot of cash. And what I did was, this is just, what I thought to do. I put a sports bra on, and I took a little tiny no-show sock, and I put my money in the no-show sock so that it was covered up and it wasn't against my skin. I stuck it down in my sports bra, and nobody could get to it. Even when I was sleeping, it was nice and close to me. Nobody was gonna bother me with it. So that's just an idea. It was kind of funny because once the money was all spent, I took a picture of the sock because it was all empty. But I had 2 kids, and that was great. So good payoff. Anyway, let's see here. At the luggage card, bungee cords. Bungee cords are the little things that you can get little tiny ones, and they're great to hook things together. If it's, like your purse and your laptop or whatever, those are great to have along, and you can get tiny ones at Walmart. Earplugs, eye mask, neck pillow, lightweight blanket, anything like that that's going to make you comfy on the plane. It is a long ride. So get yourself comfortable, have something there that's familiar with you. I would buy a little travel pillow, and somehow I ended up with a hospital blanket that's like those white, really lightweight blankets, and I could fold those 2 up and put a bungee cord around them, and I would always have them with me when I was either getting cold or I needed a pillow. I don't like the neck things. They've never worked for me. I don't know why. Let's see, travel battery clock, so that if for some reason you run out of battery on your phone or whatever, you have a battery clock with you. And the other thing I put in there is a Chinese English dictionary or a translator. And the list has on there the Besta brand, B-E-S-T-A, and that brand actually has it's a type that will speak back to you. So, a translator is great if you can read it and you can sound like a Chinese person, but most of us can't. And so when it reads off what you translated, it's really, really helpful. So if you look for something like that, I believe you can get them for about $80, but I don't know. And honestly, if you, like for you, Jessica, who is adopting an older child, that's going to be a really big help to you. So I would look into that. Next category is called adult meds and toiletries. So I'm just going to read this list off. This is all on the website where you guys found all the information on the Zoom. I actually put a Word document on there that you can download everything that I'm saying tonight, at least in a list form. Take all your personal daily medications that you have and any type of allergic reaction items such as an EpiPen. And the other thing that you should do is do not pack just enough. Make sure you pack a week more in case you get held up for some reason. That way you are not, running around trying to find your meds. Just definitely take more than you need for the amount of days you're staying. And then I've got like a whole list of different things: cold medicine, pain medicine, sleep aids, antacids, Pepto-Bismol tablets, laxatives, Band-Aids, emergency, I guess that's a vitamin C supplement. It was on a list somewhere. The heat up pads that are sticky. When you sit in that airplane for so long and your neck gets a crick in it or your back is hurting, those Thermacare type things that warm up and you can stick them on your clothes and lay up against them, those things are awesome. Pack one of those so you'll have one or two even. Let's see, cough drops, eye drop or contact solution, saline for your nose, hand sanitizer, and the airborne, those tabs that you can take because you're in a plane and it keeps you from getting sick. You're going to need throughout your travels some type of toilet paper with you, or the tiny little Kleenexes that comes in the packs. Literally, my story was in Guangzhou, going to Lucy's, the little Americanized restaurant there, and I asked for the bathroom and they said, oh, it's out there. And literally it was like 20 yards away. It was a cement building and of course had squatty potties. And I went to the man, he wanted an ID to let me go in to the potties, and I thought that's crazy. So anyway, he gives me, I'm not lying, one square of like one of those little tissues that comes out. Now, girlfriends, let me tell you, or guys, I'm like rolling the toilet paper off the roll as a wiper, okay? So I was not doing well with that. So I'm telling you, go, I think Target and those places that have the good travel sections have little miniature rolls of Charmin, or now there's even flat packs of Kleenex that you can get that like are back pocket flat packs. So look around for those. Worst case scenario, pack a real roll of toilet paper and stick some in your purse before you go out. Because seriously, you will not have anything to wipe with. And the other thing is that when you go on a squatty potty, this is just an aside, but when you go on a squatty potty, you're going to notice there's a trash can next to the squatty potty, and that's where all the toilet paper goes. Nobody throws away their toilet paper in the potties in China. And those of you that are bringing home children who are wipers, they're not going to put their wiped toilet paper tissues in the toilet unless you teach them to do that. And not pleasant when you've got a number 2 and you've got that laying in the waste can next to the toilet in your house. So just heads up there. Okay. Okay. I'm looking here. Okay. So sanitary napkins, tampons. You can find pads there. You can't find tampons there. Back to life. Any kind of face wash or face wipes are good. Toothbrush and toothpaste. The cutest toothbrush and toothpaste you've ever seen in the hotels that are nice for hotels. Little tiny pack of a toothbrush and weeny little toothpaste. So what I did was I swiped them every night and I hid them in my suitcase so I could get a new one. And then when my kids go away to camp or whatever, I've got little toothpaste and toothbrushes to send with them. So I got as many of those as I could because I'm just like that. So you really don't have to pack it, but if you're one of those people that you just have to make sure, then that's a good thing to pack. Any type of soap that you want to take in case you have like really sensitive skin or you get itchy, that would be a good thing for you to pack. There are soaps there, normal little size soaps for hotels. Lip balm or Carmex for your lips. A lot of times with the dry air, you're going to get chapped lips. Razors. Usually there's a razor in the hotel room. Usually there's a comb in the hotel room, but you can't count on it. Razors definitely need to go in your checked baggage. Let's see. Okay, and then we get into the lollipop, mints, and gum, shampoo and conditioner, sunblock, a tiny nightlight, hairspray travel size, hair bands and headbands and hair ties, lotion, vitamins, bug spray, and tweezers. Makeup, and then I wrote leave diamonds at home. All right, so I don't know what you want to do, but if you want to get a lot of souvenirs and you go in there wearing a lot of bling and you're trying to barter down with them, they're not going to budge. So if you are a deal maker and you want to go in and get some cheap pearls or some jade, don't wear your bling. That's my good advice to you, because you can do a lot better with your prices if you don't wear your diamonds, okay, or anything for that matter. Just get a simple band and wear it to China if you're married. Okay, prescriptions. I'm going to preface this with I am not a doctor, so I'm not going to give you names of prescriptions, but My go-to when I go to China is I usually have some type of antibiotic with me. I usually have Phenergan with me. Oops, I said it. I usually have the anti-nausea medicine with me. And that one that I just said is the one I take. And it will save your life if you get sick on the food. Seriously. When we got Cassie, our first adoption, she was 20 months old and she was completely attached to me. And I got really sick eating shrimp at the really upscale buffet at the White Swan. And I literally took that stuff and I had to sleep off how sick I was. And it was just awful. My mom, my daughter got sick and they had to travel home on the plane. And I'm telling you, that was a lifesaver. What's even nicer is if you have a doctor in your travel group. That's really nice because then usually they've got a bunch of stuff with them. But anyway, I put antibiotic for adult and child, scabies cream, and Nix for lice. Never had to use either one. If I would have cut it, my child would have been needing some of that, I would have been glad I had it. So I packed it every time. I already said the saline nose drops, anti-itch ointments. And I always take essential oils. That's just because I sell them, and that's an aside from this, but I take my oils because that's what I rely on instead of over-the-counter drugs. And then we're into the miscellaneous category. I'm going to stop talking. Anybody got any questions? You can send me, there's a chat button if you want to chat. There's the chat. So, or you can unmute yourself and just ask me a question. Anybody? Okay. You can always send me a chat while I'm talking because it'll pop up on my screen. Okay, so miscellaneous. I'm talking about just about anything in this category. I wrote here spoons, bowls, and forks. And what I did was I got those what are they called? Take and toss, I think they're called. Take and toss cups. You can get the ones with the straw. If you're getting a really young child, they may not be able to suck out of the straw, so you might want to rethink that depending on the age of your child. If you're getting an older child, literally, I got two really nice sippy cups with the strap on the side of them, and I gave them to my kids, and that was their personal property. And, our kids don't have anything of their own when they're in China, and when they get those tiny possessions, that really means a lot to them, and it makes them trust us more when we're giving them things to hold and keep. So that's really nice. So anyway, spoons, really take spoons with you, I'm serious, and a bowl, because we were noodle eaters, and a lot of times they don't have the cup of noodles or the cup to make it in, so you need something to make it in, especially if you're packing oatmeal or something like that for yourself as well. Get something sturdy but still plastic maybe. Okay, if you're getting a baby, bottles, liners, and even a toothpick to widen the hole a little bit. I adopted a 4.5-year-old that was still on a bottle. They cut the nipple out and fed him rice congee through the bottle. He never even chewed, never knew how to chew. 4.5 years old, so you never know. But you want a small pair of scissors was my next thing, because you might need to cut the nipple off because that's all they know how to do. They don't know how to chew very well. A tiny sewing set, the little eeny weeny ones, a small flashlight, even if it's on a keychain, a bag clip or clothespins. You may find that some of the food that you get over there, snacks and things, come in bags that we normally don't get in bags. So having a clothespin there to roll it down and clothespin it if you're in, going from one place to the other, or even clothespins to hang your clothes up. Awesome idea. There's almost always a clothesline in there, but never anything to hang with. You can either drape them over top, or you can have your clothespins with you. Ziploc bag in all sizes. You never know what you're going to need a Ziploc bag for. And that I would even take a couple of the Walmart bags or giant bags, whatever you got, wherever you guys shop. Duct tape. Love duct tape. Have to tell you, all the people these days, when they mark their suitcases, they use bows. They use some kind of bow. I just put duct tape all over my suitcase. Every corner has duct tape because wheels will break off. If it's duct tape, it's got less chance to break off, and man, can you see your suitcase when it's lime green. So it just makes it easier. I don't care what my suitcase looks like, so I just put a big X in the middle with the duct tape, and then I wrap all the corners with duct tape to kind of protect them because it really gets beat up. The hard-sided suitcases are an excellent purchase if you need to buy something. Okay, let's see. Rubber bands and paper clips. Just make yourself a little baggie full of these things. You don't have to take many, just a couple. The plug adapter and the power converter. I've never had luck taking any type of curling iron or hair straightener to China with me. Blew them up every single time, even with a power converter. The adapters are nice. The adapter is what changes the plug to fit your plug. Those are nice. And a lot of times the hotels have them, or they're in the drawer of the hotel. When you actually get there, you can ask for one. So those are good to have. I always take laundry soap with me. I put Tide powder in a baggie, and then I put it in a second baggie so it doesn't spill out in case it gets popped. Okay, and then I don't know, some of you guys, I heard how old your kids are. Other ones I don't know, so I'm going to go over this stuff for like babies and toddlers. I have a picture here. Let me see if I can get it up for you. You see what's wrong? All right, see, she's strapped in there. All right. This is a picture of like a travel high chair type thing. You know, when in doubt, get your husband to take his belt off and strap your kid in with a belt if you don't have one of those. But high chairs are there. They are there. But sometimes the kids are just more comfortable being seated on a chair. So that's up to you. I would definitely take some kind of baby carrier or toddler carrier if you are getting a child that small. I never took a stroller with me. Never, never, never. I always bought one there. And usually I just got a little, either an umbrella stroller or maybe like the next level up where it might have some kind of a pouch underneath so you can throw your purse in there or something like that if you're pushing your baby through the airport. And then I have teething rings and silicone necklaces. Your kids are going to come to you and they're going to be really nervous and they're going to be fearful. And some of them are sensory seekers. They're going to want to fiddle. If you don't give them something to fiddle with, they're going to be all over that room looking for stuff. They're going to be flipping light switches. They're going to be playing with the water. They're going to, I mean, it's just going to drive you nuts. So give them something to fiddle with. If you can get some type of, like a teeter or something, like lots of kids like to bite on stuff. Chewing gum is an excellent option for an older kid. So think about that. Think about the kids that are seeking things that they're overstimulated. They can't control themselves and they are bouncing off the wall. Okay, baby and child is my next category. First of all, think about taking a small thermos with you. The kids that are there, they're not used to getting anything either lukewarm or cold. Like I remember when I got my son Joey, he was very, very sick, and I tried to give him a drink of cold water, and he just barfed it up. And the doctor was saying to me, no, 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 hot, hot, no cold. They really, I mean, it's crazy how scalding hot they drink their bottles. So something that is, that can keep your bottles hot is great. Pacifier or a lovey, or a small blanket for your room in your plane. I'd always take a blanket for my kids. It's just something that, like, I think as a mother, they just should have a blanket. Every kid. So let's see. Rice cereal, Puffs, Cheerios, or a finger cereal. Something that they can manipulate with their hands, something that the kids can line up on a table or sort out into colors. Anything like that that's going to keep them busy, and then plus they can eat it, and what's better than that, playing with your food. Diapers, overnight diapers, wipes, and small disposable bags for diapers. And that's self-explanatory, really. Anyone who's been told that your child is potty trained, don't believe it. Or maybe they are potty trained and they are having, excuse me, a stress reaction. And they're just too overstimulated to really control that part right now. So it's always a possibility. I got to get a drink. Hold on 1 second. It's always a possibility that your kids might have some accidents. It's always a possibility that your kids were scolded for having accidents or punished. So try to make light of it, you know, and have those diapers or pull-ups there as a safety net for them. It can cause everybody to have a better day, especially overnight, I would say. Okay, trying to clear my spot. Ointment for diaper rash, a changing pad, and that can be something as simple as a tablecloth that you buy that's nice and big, and you can change the baby on it, but you can also let them have playtime on it. The carpets are really dirty in China. People urinate in the street, and they don't clean the streets very well. And so everything that's tracked in off the street ends up on the carpets. So they vacuum there. It's great. They keep the rooms very nice and neat, but the carpet is dirty. So think about that when you're laying the kids down and whatnot. Shampoo and baby wash, nail clippers, something to brush their hair with, and some cute little hair pretties if it's a girl. Lotion, and I wanted to just kind of go over the lotion with you guys because that is an excellent opportunity for you to touch your child. Your child may not want you to touch them, but if you have lotion, you can rub it on them and have a reason to be touching them, and you can make that an extended period of time to get them used to you touching them. Obviously, if you have older kids, just squirt it in their hands and let them do it. But bring lotion that's good for you and for baby or for young skin. You know, something that's hypoallergenic, I guess, is what you're going to look for, some kind of cream. Let's see, Pedialyte packets, thermometer, Neosporin, Orajel, gas relief, and glycerin suppositories. Kind of a long list of different health issues that you can address with these simple little things. Pedialyte packets is really a nice thing to take. It's the little, you know, packets of stuff that's individualized. You could throw it into a bottle of water and let your child drink it. There's also, I think, Pedialyte lollipops out. I'm not sure. I know there's either freezer pops or lollipops, one of the two of those. Disposable bibs if you're a bib, you know, bib mom. And that's about it for that. By the way, those of you guys that joined late, this entire list is on my website where you got directions to get here, and you can download it. Okay, so just make notes, but download the list. Okay, food, any food that you want to bring with you. The first mode is you are all going to have a hot pot to boil your water. Do not brush your teeth with the water. Do not open your mouth in the shower. It has germs in there and bacteria that our bodies are not used to. The one thing that I learned that shocked the heck out of me is the Chinese don't even drink the water. They don't. So I'm making my baby formula with the water, not knowing this. And, you know, like, I didn't kill her, but anyway, she's, I didn't know that until like my third adoption. It's crazy. So always have bottled water. And if you don't have bottled water, you need to put the water in the hot pot and boil it. Make sure you've got bubbles going and it's got a nice hot thermometer, you know, nice hot temperature. Anything that rehydrates, oatmeal, cup of soup, anything like that, that's good. And it has protein. Protein's the name of the game to stay full. I put in instant coffee packs, tea bags. You can pack a little bit of sugar. Usually there's some there, and you can always swipe some from breakfast. And then I put the squirty flavoring for the bottled water. If you've got some youngsters with you or even your child that you adopt, just flavoring that water a little bit and keeping them hydrated is going to be a good idea. You may find that your child is really scared and they won't eat or drink for a couple of days, and that is completely normal. They're just too, like, you know, if you're so scared, you just can't eat or drink. One way is, you know, make it fun. Say, hey, squirt this in here. Watch it change color. They're not going to understand you, but they'll get the excitement of your voice. So, hi, buddy. What you doing? My son Eli. Anyway, let's move on. I'm talking to the ladies, buddy. Okay. Let's see here. Peanut butter, protein mix, bars, meat, beef jerky. Sorry, dog's having a cow. Beef jerky, protein mix, and protein bars. I don't know if you guys get packets of protein mix, or you can take a baggie of it with a scooper. Dried fruit, cashews, almonds, any of the new bars that are out there, Kind bars that have a mix of both. Anything like that you can stuff in your pocket. I'll tell you that the name of the game for us and our family was eat a big breakfast, snack in the middle of the day, and then eat dinner. And you can save money that way. And you're not stuffed all day when you're walking around, but you definitely have access to snacks. There's lots of street food. Eat at your own risk. That's all I gotta say. It's fun to try it. If you're adventurous, that's great. But it's really good to have like the Phenergan and that kind of stuff with you if you're gonna try the street food. Let's see. Okay, gotcha day and toys to play with. So when you go to meet your child, I don't know how many of you guys are first adopters or whatever, but usually you're either in your hotel room and they bring them right to your hotel room, which only happened with one of my adoptions, or you're in a giant civil affairs office and everybody's children from every orphanage in that province is getting dropped off together. So you've got crying babies, you've got a lot of noise. It's very, very stressful. So a lot of times you want to try to keep their attention off of what's going on around them, let them key into you. Candy is great to do that with. Lollipops is great to do that with. At this point, you're throwing all of your parenting out the door and you're trying to survive your trip and trying to keep your child from screaming. I put down Bubbles, Play-Doh, for boys like Hot Wheels cars, even the girls like those, any kind of stickers, stacking cups, a beach ball. Beach balls are great for the hotel room. Balloons will do the same thing. However, like I got two kids with, my kids have spina bifida, so the latex precautions are always in effect there. You don't want to give them the latex. So the beach ball, you blow it up, you can reduce it and pull all the air out for travel. A collapsible hamper someone put in their list. Something that it's kind of twists and it pops up, but they used it for a basketball hoop. So they would throw their balls into the hamper, not use it as a hamper, and then they could fold it down. A Nerf ball would be good for that if you're going to take the hamper. A photo album of everybody that's at home and things that are at home. For the older kids, big deal, like what their house looks like, where their bed is, what their school looks like. All my girls all were like, you sent me pictures of people. I want to see where I'm going. So they're very curious about what their living situation is going to be. So anyway, that's just a tip there. Crayons, coloring book, blank paper, anything like that that can get them using their fine motor skills. And it kind of tells you a lot about them too, how well they're meeting their developmental milestones. Let's see. Gotcha Day, you want to take your gifts, your orphanage donations if you have them. Any gifts that you give, they're not going to open them in front of you most likely. And they like walk out of there with all these bags because everybody takes red tissue paper and white tissue, and so they've got all these red bags and they're walking out. But most of the time, you never see them open them, and they never know who's giving it to them either. Some things that I've given in the past have been like nice makeup, like OPI nail polish or Almay, or I mean that's what I call nice because I'm not using dollar store makeup anymore. I get to use Almay now. Giggle. Anyway, things that like makeup. Women don't wear makeup. They hardly even brush their teeth over there. Why they never smile in pictures because they don't have any dental work done or anything like that. So anything that makes them feel classy and dressed up or different is going to be good. Chocolate's a biggie. You just have to be careful with the chocolate when you're traveling because it will melt. Let me think about what else. I have also gone to the civil affairs office, gotten my child, looked around and seen what cigarettes they smoked, and then went out and bought him a carton of cigarettes and took it back to the civil affairs office the next day. No, that was not promoting the no smoking, but I gave him something that he liked. I've also given bottles of wine because they drink wine over there. So I'm sure you've probably gotten a list from your agencies, and just pack something light and take 6 or 8 different things. A lot of people like to take things that are from their state. Like for me, I'm in Maryland, so I might take like Old Bay seasoning or something like that you would eat on a crab. Anyway, for older kids, I always like to tell people to take a backpack for them or something to carry their things in. My girls, when I adopted them, came with like very, very little. And so the backpack was the first possession that was theirs. And they got to keep everything that I gave them in that backpack. And then they put their important stuff that they brought with them, like maybe a little photo album or something like that from the orphanage. So giving them something to keep their things in is going to be a big, big deal. The other thing that the kids love is having their own camera. I know there's some cheapy Polaroid cameras out now, and there's even cameras out now that have like a little card in them. Or even just letting them use your phone to take some pictures. And that's a big deal to them, that they're being trusted with something that's yours. So, okay, let's see here. Getting on to almost the last page. Okay, extras. Oh, one other thing forgot today. A Chinese saying or emotions card. A lot of times people will print out the emotion emoticon kind of things. If you look up on Google emotion pictures or emotion faces, you can get a lot of different emotions just on a smiley face. That can you can say, you know, John, are you this? Or, you know, Xiao Chang, happy, happy, and they can see and they can learn vocabulary that way. And just something that just popped in my mind, Uno is a great game for kids because you can look at colors and you can look at numbers, and that's kind of, you can really figure that out nicely, and you can play that game together. It helps them learn to take turns. It helps them to be a part of a you know, something that everybody's doing. They don't feel left out because they can't understand what's going on. Okay, let's do all the like electronics. I put down laptop, computer, or tablet, power cords, and power strip. You're going to find out that you're going to find that you're going to run out of plugs with all your stuff. Everything that you're charging up, and then your computer, your laptop's on. Take a power strip with you. It's going to be something that's very useful. Anything that you want to record with video. Like I mean, the first time we went, I had the big camera, and then I had the camera that was, you know, for pictures, because the phones didn't have all that stuff. Now, you know, it came full circle, and it was all you needed was your phone. So, but if you want to take pictures and video at the same time, you can't use the same device. So just think about it, think it through. You know, I know that stuff's bulky. I put on the list to get a VPN. The VPN is a, no, I can't think of it, virtual personal network. So even the Chinese have these. Basically what it does is it gets around the firewall in China. It gets you access back to Facebook. It gets you access to things that are blocked in China, because it tells China, oh no, this computer is in Germany, or this computer is somewhere else, it's not in China. So getting a VPN is good. And my suggestion to you is, about 2 weeks before you leave, go up on your Facebook groups, and if you're not on any, let me know and I can get you on some. And ask somebody who's traveled lately and what VPN did worked well, because sometimes people get there and what they loaded just doesn't work. Another thing to have is WeChat. It's like Skype, but it's more I don't know, it's more user friendly. I just downloaded it on my phone last night. I usually use Skype, but WeChat seems to be more user friendly. So WeChat it's as simple as that. It's an app. Take an extra memory card, take earbuds if you like to listen to videos or music, maybe even two, and take a small speaker. If you are next to a noisy person in the hotel room, white noise is a wonderful thing, or lullabies for a child, or anything that's calming for a child that, you know, could be sound related. Let's see here. Did gift bags. Somebody else put on their list business cards to give to other families so that you can stay in touch, or even whoever, the shop owner or whatever. Shop owners are really friendly. It's great. Load your computer with games and apps. Don't rely on having internet access for the entertainment of the kids. You're really going to need to have a couple things loaded on there for when you don't have Wi-Fi. Okay, clothing. Doing adult clothing first. I said pack 5 sets of clothes. You can wash at the services in Guangzhou if you can get through your week in your province. And by the time you get down to Guangzhou, there's some little shops around that you can get your laundry done pretty cheap. I will tell you this, they wash everything in hot, hot, hot water together. Do not think that you're going to get a white blouse back white. It'll be kind of a dingy light blue because they're going to be washed with jeans. Okay, so just an FYI on that. I like to take Tide. The problem is, like, by the time you get to Guangzhou, it's very humid there, and a lot of times the air conditioning doesn't take the humidity out of the air, so things take a long time to air dry. I said pack light. Comfy light t-shirts. Take one sweater or one jacket in case you get cold. Of course, if you're traveling in the winter, you're going to have to take a coat. Or if you're going from way up north to way down south. I have actually pulled the Goodwill thing on. I've gone to Goodwill, gotten jackets that I don't care about, taken them to Beijing. When I'm done in Beijing, I leave them in the hotel room. Travel on down south, you're done with it. Don't worry about it. It costs you $5 at Goodwill. So think about that with any of the things you're taking. If you leave them in the hotel room, a Chinese person may be able to have access to that might need something like that. So just think about that if you've got luggage issues. Good comfy shoes. Flip-flops, not recommended. Open-toe shoes, not recommended. They pee in the street. I'm not kidding you. You're going to see the little boys open up their legs. They have the split pants on and they pee wherever they want to. The men and the hawking of the loogies, I'm telling you, really bad. Okay, like in the elevator, sitting on the floor with a packed elevator. I'm not kidding. Crazy different over there. So beware. Shoes, they'll get really dirty. Wipe them off at the beginning of the day. But I mean, I took tennis shoes and I took like, you know, leather outside was like a leather tennis shoe, so that I could wipe them down. So anyway, just dirty, just dirt. It's just dirt. Capris, leggings, jeans, or skirts. You know, everybody's into leggings these days. They're nice, they're comfy. Yoga pants. You do not have to impress anyone over in China. No one. They look at you and they see a rich American. That's all they see. They're not looking at your clothes or your hairstyles. They see rich American because you have white skin. Blonde hair, look out. They're going to be touching it. They will not leave you alone. My daughter had naturally curly blonde hair the very first trip. People were sneaking up on her and touching it because they've never, you know, they don't see blonde hair and they don't see curls. My daughter, it was 2005. Britney, what's her name? Spears, is that right? Britney Spears? Yeah, she was big then. And my daughter was a 17-year-old blonde, like bleach blonde. And people followed her around in Walmart. They thought she was Britney Spears. She had a crowd. It was hilarious. But you got to be careful. And I mean, my kids were wigged out. Carly, my oldest daughter, who was, you know, the Britney look like, she thought it was great. But my daughter, who was 12 with the curly hair, she's like, Mom, people are touching me. I'm not leaving the hotel room. So that's just an aside, but really, things are different. So make sure you take some comfy jammies. Make sure you take your swimsuit just in case, and sunglasses and a hat. And then I put undies, bra, socks, some slippers. Usually there's slippers in each hotel room, little cheapy ones, but they're great. Carpets are dirty, so wear them. Baby or child, I put 10 outfits. Now I'm really thinking babies, you know, that like they're going to poop in them and they're going to spit up and all that kind of stuff, or have accidents. Young kids. I say, you know, like 10 and up. Same goes for the adults. Just rewear the clothes. And speaking of rewearing clothes, some kids don't want to take their clothes off when you first get them. That is their thing. That's what they can control. Everything else has been taken away from them. Don't make them take their clothes off. Just don't fight that battle. That's making them feel safe, because if they have that on them and they're not having to undress in front of you. But the biggest thing is the clothing is theirs and they want to keep them on. My son, who we adopted at age 6, and he has Down syndrome, didn't take his clothes off. I know they didn't get his pants off for at least 4 days. They were kind of taking like one thing off a day. So just be ready for that. They're not used to having baths and showers. They wash their feet at night before they go to bed. That's about it. If they have a weekly shower, they're lucky. So just be ready. Hygiene's a lot different as well. Okay. A sweater or a bunting for babies, some kind of soft shoes like Robies, or even slipper socks. Make sure you've got grippies on the socks, because there's always marble in those hotel rooms. Those nice hotel rooms have marble floors. You smack your head on that marble when you fall down, ooh, it's gonna hurt. So make sure you've got grippers on, or some kind of little footy something. Something that cleans up messes, like either cloth diapers or burp pads that you can just wipe something up and you can throw it away if you need to. And I always put hair pretties, because we like to dress our girls up. And then some people like to either have a consulate outfit or going home outfit, or it kind of can serve as both, because usually it's red, white, and blue. So that's on the list. And finally, closing up, airplane tickets. your passport, and that should have your visa in it already. It's not separate, it's glued in. Some extra cash. I put $100. Take $100 in cash, just to have on your person, and that way you've got that there for whatever. You can always cash in money, usually at your hotel or at the bank that's next to the hotel. Extra spending cash for food and for souvenirs. Your agency can give you a better idea of what that cost is going to be. Between the time I adopted my first child and my last two children, which was 2005 to 2012, the value of the yuan went from 11 to 1 to 5 to 1. So literally more than half the value was cut off of what I could buy with a dollar. So take that from your agency's advice. Artwork. Some people really they love to get the art and things. You may want to pack one of those tubes that you could stick in your suitcase that you could roll the artwork up in. A lot of times there's embroideries, or the artwork is on a thin, a silk almost. So, and you can just roll it up and it's easy to carry. Credit cards, make sure you approve them through your bank for international travel. And you might want to add an international data plan on your phone. There's also something called a Panda phone. I've never used it before, but people rave about it. So it's just like kind of like a track phone. You can get it there, use it there, leave it there. You pay for what you use. I've never done it before, so I can't really give you advice on that. And then there's kind of a list. I have a list of things to take. It says 4 copies of your passport, your driver's license copy, essential documents, credit cards, copies of your dossier, consulate paperwork, I-71H original, your itinerary, and then translucent folders. They use these translucent folders. I've seen them recently at Staples, but they're usually like 11 by 14 size, because the legal size paper in China is longer than our 8 by 10 or 8 by 11. So a lot of times your guide will have those for you, but you can ask and see if you need them. So that is my very long list. Like I said, it is on my website. If you go back to that bit.ly, the little tiny link that I put on Facebook, or ChinaDossierPrep.com is the actual website, and then you go to the Zoom video chat tab. There's a W there, and I think it says packing list above it. If you just click that W, it's in a square. That's going to download the list for you right onto your computer. So any questions, anybody? I mean, off the wall, anything you're worried about, I'm here. Just unmute yourself and let me hear them. Anybody? Okay. You can always email me. My email is kelly.rumbaugh@gmail.com. It's on the Ladybug website. My phone number is on the site. You guys can get a hold of me. I'm not hard to find. I think that's it. So I haven't decided what next week's video is going to be. I don't know. I don't really know what to do. I was thinking about doing like Gotcha Day. Just talking about Gotcha Day experiences that I've had and that I've seen other people have, and just kind of fielding your questions, I guess. So maybe that's what we'll do. I know a lot of you guys are getting ready to travel soon. I am going to try to do these every Monday night at 9 o'clock for a while, and then I'm going to load them up onto the computer so that you guys can see them on the website. So God bless you in your journeys. I pray that you guys are well prepared. And, you know, like I said, I'm here. I really want to help you. If you want to call and chat with me, I'd be happy to. Really would. So, all right, I'm going to turn the record off.